not the Wi-Fi. Maps Embed API. So there is a simple way of getting the API that doesn't require, doesn't require the very complicated way, which is to use this tool. Yes. Okay, so this quick start build a map will actually do the job for us, because we're just going to use this to construct a simple directions map. So let's say we're going from where the monk diamond is. We are going. Siberia. Let's see, where is it actually? It was this. Is it? So we decided nearby Gorky Park. And where are they now? They're in a secret, but they don't even tell us. That they're alive. So the House of Volkov is right next to St. Basil's Cathedral. And maybe they're coming from Gorky Park. All right. So let's say that they're going from Gorky Park. So they were coming from the. They were meeting. Gorky Park. It's the. I guess this is it. Moscow. Then the destination is St. Basil's Cathedral in Red Square. Okay, so wait, I'm just. Yep, it's. Here's where okay, it actually does make us enter our API key. Makes sense. Okay. I don't even have a destination. Well, it's St. Basil's Cathedral. I told you. Yes, but I don't know where to type that. Oh, so what Lucas did is he never clicked on show driving directions. Let me open this again and show. So yeah. Okay. It's 12 minutes. Drive. Yeah, 12 minutes required exactly. No congestion. Make it a little bit. Okay. Let me transition back to there. Okay. Okay. So certain uses are build, blah blah blah. Need an API key, and then it says register. The Google Maps Embed API requires an API key. So So you never clicked looks good on your. Yeah. You click looks good. Oh. So we still have to do the API, no matter what. Yeah, so I was wrong. Over. Yep. So that means we need to go back to the dashboard And I did copy the API key. However, I want to show again how to get the API key from the dashboard. So if you signed up for it, then you'll have it. You have to go to the, where is it? Usage and billing, I guess. Okay, console.cloud.google.com/project/_/billing/enable. Eventually, the point will be to get to, you can go to console.cloud.google.com. You don't need to go to billing. So I have an API key that I've created for this mission.
Yeah, that's where the bummer happens. I can't visit.
Because, oh right, yeah, because Google for Kids doesn't allow you to go there. So we are going to, let me just see actually people run though. Probably not. Failed to, maybe we're supposed to activate. So,
Or is it just
trouble. We don't actually, because I created an API key that we're just going to get primary NCM. Okay, so we're going to just use this API key, which I sent it to you on Discord actually. So you should have that already in the Discord chat.
personal?
Personal? No.
Is it one?
It's web coding. Right there. No refresh needed. I'm gonna click show driving directions.
Should I write Gorf?
Yes. Sure. So this. Yes, but you copied too much. Just copy the API key, not the word, right? You don't need to create a new one, or you can just call it whatever you want.
Okay.
You can call it iframe.
API key.
Yeah, stored iframe. So in the Discord chat, I'm going to say no spaces. We don't use spaces. Yeah, correct. So copy this. Paste. By the way, if anyone is watching this who's not in the class, you won't be able to use this API key because of restrictions that I've placed on it. However, Lucas will be able to use it. And actually, Aiden won't be able to use it unless he comes to here. Unless he comes here, basically. Okay.
So all that's recorded.
Yes. Let me just make sure that the audio is recording. Actually. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It shows.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so now I created these credentials myself in the Google Cloud Console because I have billing set up and I have my developer status set up. However, if you need to do that, unfortunately, the last stream that I did wasn't recording the audio, but you would go to the console and do the Maps Embed API for your project. You need to create a new project and then enable Maps Embed API here. And that's how you get an official API key. You will go to enable this and then credentials, and then you will create for the project. There it is right there. Last week. Also, you should place restrictions on it, which I have done. So now we are going to go to the next part of book. So it is, so we did mission 1 essentially. Mission 1 requires you to get an API key. Okay. So we did this code skill 1 last time, which is what I just did right now. We got the code, we got the, okay. So, and then we also learned about iframes, and we tried this iframe. Now we're going to do embedding a Google map. Okay, so let's go to page 146. I will read this part here. Embedding a Google map. As you can see, the iframe tag is really useful. Let's learn how we can integrate a Google map into our page using it. The simplest kind of Google map you can add is called an embedded search. You use a Google API called the Google Maps Embed API. When the user gives the API a keyword such as the name of a country, city, or street, we'll produce a map based on that keyword. URLs. Can you read this?
Maps and URL. Have a look.
Good. So where are we going to specify the URL? In Moscow. So we have to be in Moscow. but we are not in Moscow, we're in Vancouver. So we're in Burnaby, how can we specify the URL? Where do we specify it? In the iframe? Where in the iframe do we specify it? Where do we specify the URL in the iframe? It tells you in the book, not a trick question. It tells you in that paragraph that we read.
It's very straightforward.
We specify the URL in the source attribute. Source attribute. Here it says provide it with a URL in the source attribute of your iframe. So do you remember how attributes and values work? Do you remember attributes and values?
Attribute?
Attributes and values always go together. An attribute is a keyword that's already known by HTML. And the value is the number, or is the thing that you provide, is the information that you provide.
So for
No. So if you have an iframe, then it can have an attribute called, okay, so let's say this is an iframe, right? And it's right now it has nothing in it, just an iframe. However, it can have a src attribute. That's the source attribute. And src, these letters are already known by HTML. It's not unfamiliar with what src means. However, we tell it what value it has by using $, and then 2 quotation marks. In the quotation marks, we put the URL of the page that we want appearing in our iframe. So we used previously bing.com. That will show the website, the Microsoft search engine in our iframe. So which part of this is the attributes and which part is that's the tag name.
Source is the attribute?
Yes.
The thing
What do we call that? Right. What's this one called? Begins with an A.
Attribute.
Right. Attribute. What's this part called? Correct. So we learned about this in the book. Let's see, where did we first learn about it? Attribute. I think it's around here. Yes. So let's remind ourselves what is an attribute and what is a value. On page 28, it says an attribute is a useful way of giving your browser extra information about an HTML element. There are several different kinds of attributes you can use in your tags. There are 2 parts to an attribute: the attribute name and the value of the attribute. Sometimes we call the attribute name just the attribute, and the value we just call the value. The value of the attribute, we just call this the value. You use an > to set the value of the attribute, to put the value in double quotation marks. So an attribute will always look like this: name equals quotation marks, value quotation marks. Attributes are added to the opening tag or to the only tag in the case of a self-closing tag, which is iframe is a self-closing tag. It has no pair. So here is an attribute and here is the value. The reason why we call it attribute is that it's known already by HTML syntax, okay? All right, so let's go on in the book back to here. All right, can you read the next part of this? You already read this whole thing?
I did.
Okay, let me read the next part.
And then you.
Okay, so here is the URL, the path, the search API function, the query string parameters. The query is specified by this Q. Q is the attribute, the value is Moscow. The key is the attribute, and the API key we provide is the value. You can actually wrap attribute value pairs in URLs just like this by joining them with an ampersand after the question mark. You're gonna see this more often as you get experience. Probably looks strange to you at first. Okay, the first part of the URL is the path to the Google Maps Embed API. You then have to tell what you tell that API what built-in function you want to use. We want to use the search API function on the Google server, so we add that to the URL. The next piece of information is the specific part of our request called the string parameters. This is the string parameter. Everything after the question mark is the string parameters. Okay, can you read this code? Yeah, we're going to create our own. So let's split our screen.
Yeah.
And did I create an iframe? Looks like I did. Paste this from, call it city map dot. Okay. And then in the iframe, we're gonna, let me do some text wrapping, word wrapping. Now add the width, height, frame border, and style attributes inside your opening iframe tags. Tag. Set values like this. So let's try it. Width equals 450 px. By the way, if it's Ada and watching, please resist the temptation to copy the text from the book. I know here, but that's a very easy way to introduce syntax errors. And also, it doesn't exercise your coding skills and typing skills.
I was about to mention typing. Principle.
Yeah, right. So let's just double check that I didn't make any typos. Kind of correct. 450, 450, 0. Okay. And now add the source attribute inside your opening iframe tag and use the Google Maps Embed API URL and add the two parameters. Set the Q to your location, to the location you want for your map, and the parameter key to your unique API key that you got earlier in the mission. Your source attribute will look like this. Okay, so basically src equals HTTPS.
So is this?
Yes. Oh no, you actually have a mistake. Hold on a second.
You don't need the free.
Get mine. Okay, there is a mistake here. Ooh, okay, so there is a syntactical mistake. Can you find the syntax mistake?
The iframe has
Yeah, that's right. You have to, and then also there's one more mistake. No. You erase the greater than symbol for the tag. However, you have to add it back at the end of the sources and attributes. Yeah, like that, right? Exactly.
Okay. Using different, so I got it.
Okay, well, sorry. Lucas fixed his problem, but I'll show you on my computer what the problem was that Lucas was faced with. So what he did was, he first of all, his width, height, frame border, style, and source were all on their own lines, and then iframe closing tag is on its own line. And what he did was he had his iframe tag closed, and then he added these attributes just inside the iframe. But you cannot put the attribute value pairs inside the element. You need it to be inside the tag. So what he did to repair this was remove the greater than symbol and put it over here. So now this is all one opening tag. Okay, so I have that as well, and I'm typing out the URL by hand, google.com/maps/embed. I'm typing it out by hand just to see if it will work, even though we created it with that tool. Q equals Moscow, ampersand, key equals E equals. I'm going to paste API key over here, and then save this and try opening it in a browser.
I did it on Active, aka Pre. Is it?
Not necessarily. Yeah, maybe not actually. And I actually got I got this response that says Google Maps platform rejected your request. This API project is not authorized to use this API. So I think, no, yours is actually having a different problem.
What I get?
Oh, I know. Wait. Okay, so I guess it's because let me compare the code that we're using, the URL that we're using rather, with the one that was provided by Google Maps.
Wait, question. You have to put our keys.
Yes.
Oh, that was what I was missing.
Well, it might be.
It's here, right?
But also I noticed that you have a new line, which is not allowed. You're not allowed to put a new line inside of the URL. You're not allowed to put spaces or new lines inside your URL value. You're not allowed to put a new line. You still have a new line, but you just added a tab. So when I say you're not allowed to have a new line, not allowed to have a new line. So you can do word wrapping. You're allowed to do soft wrapping, but you're not allowed to actually have a new line character. So the difference between soft wrap and hard wrap is that hard wrap adds a new line. Notice here that it's not adding a new line when I turned on soft wrap. It just moves the excess characters so that you can see them. So let me show
all of like.
Yeah, so Lucas had what he did was he actually put a new line inside the URL at the point right here. So he had an enter there, which is not allowed. Yeah, what happened?
I accidentally pasted
let's do
it.
Control Z. Don't.
I accidentally pasted it and.
So if you accidentally paste something, then just do Control Z. Control Z will undo the accidents. So let's take a look. This is using the Directions API. Let's see if that one will work. I guess it won't, but yeah, exactly. Let's see if it works. Right. Why did it turn red?
That.
Okay, so now let me do reopen last. And again, it's saying rejected. So that makes me.
So I paste. I paste it.
Yeah. Wait, what did you? Oh, you actually copied too much. You're just supposed to copy the key. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, just copy the key. You forgot the last key. Yeah. Opera has modified.
Hooray.
Patch. And hide Chrome ad. Okay, I guess it's because.
No, it still denies me.
No, it's not denying you anything. It's not even loading. It's a completely different. One thing to say you're denied is another thing to say don't load anything. So I see here that you didn't put several problems. So again, you introduced this problem there that you had last time. So again, Lucas added a greater than symbol before it was necessary. So you save it and then reload the thing.
Yeah, now it rejects. So.
Right. Okay.
Break.
Yes. Let's take a short break, 5-minute break.
Are you still?
Yes, I'm still recording. Yeah, please Also, let me just see. It's the same IP address. Let's see what is. So maybe I need to enable all the maps APIs. Not sure. So this is the directions API. Maybe that's what I need to enable. That will help. So I searched maps here. I wonder if I can connect.
This is basically you.
Okay, I'm trying to use a wired cable connection. Static API. Enable. Cable unplugged. So I have enabled static and I have enabled um, okay, break time is over. Bye. Oh, there we go. Try refreshing the page. I'm going to add all the Google Maps APIs. Maybe it will make a difference. Geocoding directions. Try direction. No, nothing. It's still saying rejected your request. When you enable new APIs on an existing credential, it can take a few minutes to apply. So that might be the reason. Or it might be something else. Apps. Distance, maps embed, elevation, JavaScript, roads, places, static, time zone. So I think I have enabled the ones that are most likely necessary. So I'm just going to read. Okay, try again. Yeah. Same thing. So it's act. Google this and see what will say. Make sure you have static maps API in addition to Maps API. Okay, let me go back here. Is there a main Google Maps API that I don't see that? Maps embed I've already. Oh, maybe I need to. I think that in the actual credential, I need to enable the APIs that I just did. So if I go here and add, I'm going to call this for Google Maps. And it should have this, else. So 3 APIs enabled on this key. Yes, try again. Okay, let me try again also. Okay, let me just give it a couple minutes and then try again. The API key has not changed. $50, $69, $29. $7? Oh yeah, $67. $9. Okay, so it is correct. It says it may take up to 5 minutes to take effect. Load, reload, reload. Auto refresh. There a log tells us total usage 0. Errors. Let's see. I don't see that there's any. No requests. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. on the search. Compute engine, cloud run. We don't want storage. We don't want networking. Networking. No. Stack driver. Tools. Cloud build class. I guess these are not station. Geocoding. I'm gonna do need to enable. Oh, somebody said you need to disable and no sense, but I'll try it. No, I'll do that. Not working, and I don't know why. Yes. Adding. Okay, I guess we'll have to continue this next time.